It seems like a good time to do a video on some Swiss Army knives that I have. I haven't done a video on Swiss Army knives in a while now. And I thought what I would do is go over some of my limited edition classic SDs for you. And explain a little bit of my philosophy when I'm collecting these kind of knives. Welcome to Knife Chats. If you like this video, please take a moment to leave a comment. Thank you. Okay, it's time to talk about the limited edition Victorinox Classic SDs that come out every year. But before I do that, I want to talk about a knife I just recently picked up, and that is this one here. This is the Popular. It looks very much like the Pocket Pal, except it's got these wonderful little A-locks handles on it, and it's in really good shape. I like the red A-locks, and you notice it has the old style cross on there instead of the newer Victorinox crosses. Another thing that it has is the little spacer here for the key ring. Actually, this is a replacement key ring. It's not an original, but the eyelet is the important thing. That's a brass eyelet on it. So according to the SAC Wiki, this would date this for before 1986. You've got your main Spearmaster blade, like you'd find on a Pocket Pal, and then a secondary pin blade, also like you see on a Pocket Pal. But this knife is just an earlier knife, and I thought I'd show it off because I just recently got it. As you can also kind of tell, the pins on there are also brass pins. I believe it's a nickel silver back spring. It might be a stainless steel back spring, I don't know. But otherwise, it's just your Popular from pre-1986 with the old style Swiss cross on there. And this is my first knife with an old style Swiss cross, and also only my second knife with red A-lock scales. Okay, let's move on to the classic SDs, and I'll go over them year by year. And I'm not going to open all the blades on all of these knives. They're all in about mint condition. I don't really use them for anything. I'll start with the My Little Toolbox. This is from 2014. And you see on the back side it's got a bunch of tools on it. These scales are some of the scales that people love to change out and put on other knives, like a Mini Champ or like the Midnight Manager. Well, not the Midnight Manager, but any of the knives that have a lot of blades on it. This is just your classic SD. So you've got your pin blade, your file with the screwdriver tip, and the little scissors, and then your tweezers and a toothpick. And you'll notice that a lot of these limited edition ones end up having red tweezers. Not all of them have them, but quite a few of them have red tweezers on it. And so this is the Toolbox, My Little Big Toolbox from 2014. Now, right away, I'm sure that the serious collector of classic SDs and the limited edition will be saying you need to collect all 10 if you're going to do anything good with them. But quite frankly, I'm not going to collect a knife I don't really like, and I'm not worried about the value of the collection. I'm more interested in having a knife in the collection that I like. So when the collection comes out every year, I collect the knives that I like in it. That's why you'll see these next two that are from 2015, and they are both bicycle related. The first one I think is just called Bicycle, and it's got this funky looking bike on it in red, and then on the back side you got a blue one. And I just really like bicycling. I bicycle all the time. I do it for commuting to and from work and things of that nature. So I'm not competitive. I'm not a bicycle racer or anything, but I just like to ride a bicycle. And so that's why I collect ones with bicycles on it. And this is one from 2015. And at the same time in 2015, they came out with another one that was just called Ride Your Bike. And you see this little guy with the mustache on him, and he's got his bicycle in the frame, and then on the back side you have where it says ride your bike, and it's got pictures of bicycles on it. And notice the one that says ride, the word ride actually becomes the frame of the bicycle. Your also frame of the bicycle, and bike frame of the bicycle, which is all pretty cool. So that's the Ride Your Bike, also from 2015. And I devoted another video on this one here because I just really kind of dig cows. And this one is the Yodel-Leahy Moo. I mean, come on. It's a cow and it's yodeling, so you know it's Swiss. And it's just one of my favorites in the whole line. If I were to pick a top 5, this one would definitely be in there among my Swiss Army knives, simply because of the cow that's yodeling. It's just really a fun knife. Again, this one is from 2015. So I picked up 3 out of 10 from 2015. Now I've got one from 2016 so far. I might look for a couple other ones, but this one I just had to have, and it is the monkey, swinging from the tree there. And on the back side, you have see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. And so that's just really kind of cool. And so I had to have the monkey. I think this is probably one of the ones that a lot of people really dig. It's just really a fun Swiss Army classic. And everyone is so familiar with see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And it's just a really cute monkey. So had to have that one. It's the only one I got so far from 2016. I might pick up another one if I can see it and if the price is right. Now the first one I ever picked up from 2017 is right here, and that is the Ark, which is kind of interesting. And one of the reasons I picked it up is all of the animals on there that and some of them that kind of surprise you. Like you see the elephant here, and then you've got the zebra, you got a flamingo there, you got a tiger, you've got the dove, you got a squirrel, and then you've got a giraffe. And then on the back side you've got different animals again, and you got the rhino up at the top. See, I think a horse there. You got your crocodile, a toucan, a lion, and then a lamb. I mean, the lamb and the lion, that had to be there, right? And it's a really nice classic SD, and what's really interesting is it's one of those few that have a biblical theme to it. I'm sure that's not what they're looking at. I think they're just looking at all the animals, but just a really cool one, and I kind of dig it. And then let's move on to another one from 2017. 2017 seemed like the year of animals, and that brings us to puppies in space. We got this dog, and he's out there in space. You see the I don't know, some kind of moon or something down below. You got the dog bone up there that the doggy is chasing, and then on the backside you have the astronaut also out there. And if you notice, he's got this red line that's running all over the place. Well, the red line runs all the way over to the dog. And this one is actually known as Spacewalk. So you have the astronaut out there taking his doggy for a walk. Really a cool one. You see the spaceship down there and Saturn up there. I don't know, it's just a fun one again, and that's why I picked it up. I really picked these up because I kind of dig on the ones that I find fun and interesting are the ones that I pick up. If I don't like it, I'm not picking it up. Now next for 2017, you see 2 of the same, and that is the Dragonfly. Now there's a story behind this one. First of all, when it comes to insects, I really dig dragonflies. I think they are just one of the most fascinating insects around. I mean, flying at 60 miles an hour, they're carnivorous. They eat other insects. They'll catch them in flight and everything else. They're just really an amazing insect. And, we're also talking about the old ancient ones that had a 2-foot wingspan. So I was always looking to get one, and I just kept waiting, and then finally they weren't available anymore, which really ticked me off. So I kept looking for them, even saying, well, even if it's a used one, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. And then lo and behold, finally, just a couple days ago, a person ended up selling these online for $9.99, including the shipping. And originally I had 6 available, and by the time I got to my computer, he had 2 left. And it's like, I don't have a clue what kind of shape they're in or anything else. And so I said, well, at $9.99, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up both of them and hope that one of them is in really good shape. And if you notice, they're both in really great shape. This one has a little nick right there. And if you also notice, it's faded just ever so slightly, but otherwise, it's in mint condition. And here's the one, the one that's in better shape. Notice the blades, nice and full, never been used or anything. Same with the nail file, never been used. This thing is was something that was sitting in somebody's little box, never being used, and so I ended up picking up one. I guess I could have just played out and just bought one of the two and been hopeful that I would get the best one, but I figured at $9.99 I can pick up both of them for $19.98, and hopefully one of them would be in great shape. As it is, they both ended up being in really great shape. One of them is in mint shape. The other one, like I mentioned, just has that little nick there. And also, the other problem with it is you can see from the nail file that it has been used, but that can easily be cleaned off. That's just a little dirt or something. So I've got 2 of them, and because I really like Dragonflies, I'll probably keep them both. But so that's my 2017, the one that really caught my eye. I don't know why I didn't pick it up earlier, but now I've got 2 of the ones that I really like from 2017, the Dragonfly. Now for 2018, I saw this one and immediately said, I gotta have that one, simply because of the tiki god on the front of it and just the coloring and everything else. As you can tell, it's for the great state of Hawaii, one of those dream destinations of mine. It's a place I want to take my wife for a second honeymoon, is Hawaii, and I just love the tiki god on the front, so had to grab that right away. As soon as it came out, I grabbed it. I was looking for it even before the 2018s were out. It's like, that's the one I need. I gotta grab Hawaii. I didn't even pay attention to any of the other ones from 2018 until after I'd already bought this, and then I went out and looked at the other 2018s to decide if there's anything else I wanted. But I knew I needed to have Hawaii, and so I grabbed it right away. And then almost immediately I saw this one, the black and white Alps Love, and that one, I mean, to me, they just really outdid themselves with this one. This is one of the best ones that Victorinox ever came out with, is Alps Love. And then on the back side here, you see once again cows going up the hill. So it was one of those that I just definitely had to have. I had seen the front, thought it was cute, but the real selling point for me was right back here, all of those cows going up the hill. So Alps Love was a definite one I had to get. I might get the other one. I think it's Paris, that has the bicycle on it, but it looks like a motor scooter, so I'm not really as crazy about that one. But these 2 from 2018 were definite ones that I had to have because of the cows on the back and Hawaii. Now that brings us to 2019, and the knife that I'm going to show you is not the knife that I thought was going to be the first one I would pick up for 2019, but it ended up being that way. And that is the one that is known as sardine can. And you see here the 2 fish on the front and the little fishing line with the hook, and then on the back side you've got fish packed in a can like sardines, and you got the Victorinox can there, and notice the way the can is being peeled down. When I first popped this out of the box, I thought, man, that really looks like a can that is being, opened up. So it's really a great job that they did with it. And still, you kind of look at it and think, man, that can is being opened up there. But I picked it up mainly because I just really like the design, and I like to go fishing and everything. I don't eat sardines. I really don't like sardines, but It is fish on the scales, so that was pretty cool. Fish scales, yeah, no pun intended. Any case, you got the fish, and they're trying to be caught there, and then you got them in a can in the back. So, while I don't eat sardines, I do really like this knife, which is really interesting. I thought the first of the 2019s I was going to be picking up is the one that has the Swiss cheese on the front and the cow on the back, but something got in the way, and that was this knife here. It was like I only had so much to spend at the time, and this knife was right there, and it was there were people were bidding on it, and I had to put in a bid on it to get it, and it's like, okay, if this goes for as high as I think it's going to go, I'm probably only going to be able to buy one of the 2019 classics. They're going to stick around for a while, but this was not going to stick around for a while. So I went ahead and put in the bid on this, and got it for geez, I think it was like $25 total, including the shipping. So it was really a great deal, but it also meant that I could only buy one of these at that particular time, because I do budget myself on how much money I'm going to spend on knives. But there you have it. There's my small collection of limited edition classic SDs so far. I still, like I said, go back in time and look for other ones, but I'm not trying to collect all 10 for the year. I know that's the way, you keep those mint, and then they're going to go up in value because I see the prices going up all the time, but I buy the ones that really appeal to me, and they don't all appeal to me. So those true collectors out there, more power to you. I just can't do that. I can't see spending $180 to $250 for 10 classic SDs, but I am more than willing to spend $20 a pop for one that I really enjoy. Anyway, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be talking more about Victorinox knives in the near future. Okay, if you stuck around until now, I commend you. And you probably know by now that each year Victorinox releases 10 limited edition Victorinox 58mm Classic SDs, and these are based off of a contest. So what I'm going to do now is show you slides for years 2014 through 2019, which covers the period that these knives all came from. So you'll see the other knives that were also issued in those years. So beginning in 2014, you see down here in the corner my little toolbox, and then also the one here that I think it's called Gears. That one is pretty cool. I might try and find that one, but the one I really like is up here, which is I think called Space Cleaning. And if you notice, it's basically a guy in a spacesuit who is out there vacuuming, and kind of a play on words. After all, space is a vacuum. And here are the knives from 2015. The one I really like up here is, I think it's called Constellation, and it's kind of cool. And if you notice, you've got the a classic up here and the stars, as well as the Victorinox shield as a constellation. I also kind of like this lion over here. I think this one's called It'll Grow or something like that, or You'll Grow Into It, which is a little Bambi with his nice antlers. But of the ones here that I would probably grab, it's probably the one of the constellations. That's one I'm kind of looking out for. As for 2016, it really doesn't do a lot for me. I do like William Tell, and I will probably go ahead and pick him up. And you do see the monkeys here. The rest of them just really don't appeal to me too much, so I probably won't do much more with 2016 other than Wilhelm Tell. And I've got my eye out for quite a few things for 2017, principally the sea turtles here and the panda bear. But I've also thought about the wolf and also this, I think it's called Starry Night. But really the ones I'm interested in are the panda bear and the sea turtles. As for 2018, there's a couple here that just barely missed the mark for me. I think this one's called London. I kind of like it, but I'm not sure about that one. I think this is New Zealand. I also kind of like it. Not at all interested in New York, but Paris I am kind of interested in, especially with the couple on the bikes at the backside. So I will definitely probably pick up Paris. Um, and London also has a pretty strong possibility of being picked up. And that brings us to 2019. These just got released. I've already picked up Sardine Can. The other one I know I'm going to be grabbing is Alps Cheese because of the cow on the backside. Uh, the rest of them, I'm really on the fence about most of them. Most of them, I probably have no desire to grab. The only one other than Alps cheese that I'll probably grab is Let It Pop, and I'm not certain about that one. So we'll wait and see how that goes. But Alps cheese for certain, Let It Pop maybe. The rest of them, just really not that interested. But with that said, if you collect these knives, which ones would you be looking at grabbing? Or are you one of those people who collect all 10 every year? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think about these limited editions. I know they're a little gimmicky, but at the same time, I see them as quite a bit of fun, and they're just a nice little thing to have. And I know a lot of people actually get a new one every year, and they carry it throughout the year. I actually do have them just sitting there collecting dust, but it's kind of like artwork for me. So that's the way I approach these limited editions. Just a little bit of classical knife art. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Knife Chats, and if you did, please like and share it with your friends. Comments are always welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode of Knife Chats is up online. Thanks again. Hope to see you soon.